Okay. This is my view on this whole idea that Israel should be able to support, defend themselves. Any state or any individual have the right to defend themselves if they're getting attacked. Okay? Let me make that clear. If somebody threatening you, whether it be a firearm or hand-to-hand cuff, fisticuffs, you have a right to defend yourself. But when it comes to Israel and the straight up demolishing of Palestine, they said it was self-defense. And the reason they said it was self-defense is because Hamas supposed to went over the Israeli border and kidnapped some Israelis and brought them back to the West Bank. Now, I'm gonna say this. That's fucking impossible. And I'm gonna tell you why it's impossible. The only way Israel is one of the most secure borders, even more secure than our border at the southwest border. Israel is the most secure border in the world, one of the most secure borders. A motherfucking fly is not gonna be able to fly and take a shit on the Israeli side of the border without that motherfucker getting shot down by Israelis. Okay? So let's be logical here. How did some Palestinian Hamas go and get kidnapped some hostages in Israel without Israel letting them over first? Anyone see the logic in that shit? Now keep in mind, Israel one of the most protected borders in the world. You mean to tell me some terrorists, some Hamas terrorists, crossed over and snatched some Israeli hostages up in their sleep and brought them back to Gaza without the Israelis letting them over to do it? You all got to think logically here. Because me, I think it was a bullshit. I think it's bullshit. And I'm going to tell you how it's bullshit. Now, I should put this video up. Hopefully they won't flag it. But I think that's a lie. I don't think no Hamas went across the Israeli border and snatched some Israelis up unless the Israelis let them do it. Now, I know you got a lot of people that support Israel. You know, especially politicians and stuff who getting paid by AIPAC. Now, they were talking about Jasmine Crockett. Now, you look at who doned to her, because you can go find this, look this up on who all her donors are. It's just simple, just go and look at all Jasmine Crockett donors. AIPAC is not on it. However, you can be caping for AIPAC so that they can give you support. You heard what I'm saying? Like, I could go and cape for somebody just so they can give me some support on my channels. You did? You haven't got them to done yet, but you soliciting them to done to you. Now, people would say Jasmine Crockett said that, you know, Israel got a right to defend itself. True. But shit, the math is not math. Because I don't see how Hamas that they brung out of mothballs, you haven't heard shit from since Yasser Arafat passed away. You haven't heard shit from Hamas. Shit, you heard more from Hezbollah to the north in Lebanon than you heard from Hezbollah. And then this was Charlie Kirk. This is why Charlie Kirk even questioned it, because he said, how? He said even Charlie Kirk was trying to figure out how some Palestinians Hamas went over and snatched some Israeli hostages out their bed at night and brought them over and held them hostage. It's not unless the Israelis let them over. The math is not math. But I'm going to throw y'all a clue. Back in 1965, you had the attack on the USS Liberty. Now, anybody know what the USS Liberty was? It's a frigate that was in the Mediterranean, okay? This frigate was supposed to have been attacked by some Egyptian gunships. So they say. It killed several crew members. The ship barely made it back to Athens. One of the people, a few of the people, noticed something about the choppers, the helicopters. They noticed how they had Egyptian insignias on the helicopters. However, you can still see the Star of David on the decals. Now, this is so that they can basically have a reason for Israel to go and attack, and the U.S. to sign off on Israel attacking Egypt. Now, the helicopters, yes, they had Egyptian coat of arms, but they also had this. The decals of the Star of David on the side, like the Star of David was removed off the side. And a lot of the sailors aboard the USS Liberty reported this. Well, when the ship got back to Athens, they met the Israeli Assad and the CIA. Soon they got portside. They told all the naval sailors not to repeat what they seen, or something gonna happen to them if they do. Now keep in mind, these choppers had Israeli, Egyptian coat of arms, but they also had decals from the Israelis. Where you can see they took the Star of David off. Now, you would think, wait a minute. So the Israelis sold some gunships, some airships to the Egyptians so that they can attack some U.S. naval ship. So they could go to war, so Israel could go to war with Egypt. Now make sense out of that shit. And when you think about that, then think about how some Israeli Palestinians, Hamas, go across one of the most secure borders in the Middle East, in the world, and snatch up some Israeli hostages. How do that make sense? There's no logic to that. But hey, I might be wrong. But to me, the math is not math. That's all I was saying.